Hello and welcome, my name is Lynx. Today we are looking into Josei Jam 2026, or should I say a game that was made for it, called Unfinished. For the game is finished, but it's called Unfinished. And it has been created by Eros Nocturne. Well, as per always, link to the game in the description. I see that the dev has created quite a few games before this one. And maybe something has caught my attention there as well. Who knows? Maybe we'll play one more eventually. But yeah, description of the game and we'll jump into it. Are you an artist? No. A social recluse? Kind of. An anxiety-ridden? Not really. So is Rin. What would you do if you did a ritual you found on Pinterest? Only half hoping it will work to bring your paintings to life. With no plan for it. With no plan for it, for if it does work. To be fair, I'm no longer using Pinterest, so... And the reason for that being the fact that they do not allow anymore for the videos on YouTube to be put over there, sort of. It has to do with the size of the thumbnail to size they allow, basically. Annoying. Anyway, what about if those women from your paintings treated everything naturally, with no real trouble, taking everything in stride, not even a tear, much less an existential crisis? They talk to you, they banter, they generally just vibe. It feels like hanging out with your friends, except there is definitely some romantic vibes here, weirdly enough. Considering you all literally just met. And when they are not even directly flirting with you, why are you catching some feelings? Would you be the one doing the spiralic on behalf of them? Rin too. Or the shorter version of the description, a nice little story to snack on, where you play as a lonely, anxiety-ridden artist who brought 3 women to life, and you get a peek into how things are going to play out going forward. Maybe I should have started with that description. Anyway, I assume we have Rin over here, and, well, the paintings on the wall are the mentioned creations. Let's begin. I find that every day that goes by, everything seems to simply continue. Also, not the thing about it, speaking of the description of the game, you know how it said that the game is something to have when you also snack around and so on. I cannot do that. I'm recording. But you can have a snack, I guess, yeah. And yeah, that's how life is supposed to be. I suppose you continue living one day at a time. But maybe when she's dead, I don't feel as though I genuinely am living. Okay, I could sign myself up into that thinking. The low hum of my apartment fills my ears. Day by day, by day, by day, by day. I've had myself trapped in my bed, unable, unwilling to move. It's like all of the energy and strength my body should have has been sapped away. It is not that I am literally unable. Logically, I know this. I should be able to sit up right now. Makes sense. Swing my legs off this bed, stand up, march myself over to the kitchen and get some food. That's technically what I did today. And yeah. I feel like in a lot of elements I could not relate, even for some of them I could. Like, do I feel like, you know, life just goes on? And it kind of feels like I'm not doing anything? Yes. That's how it is. I mean, I feel like there is so much stuff I'd like to do in general, but, well, it's just impossible. And so much of that stuff would be solved if I was, like, rich. Anyway. I wouldn't even need to put a lot of effort into a meal. Throw something to the rice cooker or the microwave. No. 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 Microwave not allowed. No. Maybe the air fryer. I don't even have one. To be fair, I don't even have a rice cooker. If I'm feeling particularly capable today, I'm taking the cooking the challenging way. I know it isn't literally impossible, so why can't I do it? Instead of gathering any form of self-discipline, I focus on the faint sensation of the thick blanket pressed down around my body, wrapping me into a cozy little cocoon. I would say that for I did not eat, my pondering continued given I seemingly had nothing else to do. That would be a lie, for maybe. I couldn't tell you. I reached into the freezer, but the bag of cheap, easy to make food I was just craving is no longer in there. Huh? I guess I ate it? I shouldn't really be all that surprised, right? Well, so I grab a different bag, open it, and pop cheap, easy to make food number 2 into the air fryer instead. I don't sit down, lest I forget to get back up. Gotta find something else to spend my time with. Doom scrolling it is! Oh, don't do that! I pull out my phone and, not wanting to give my soul over to the shorts gods today, navigate to my favorite image collection application. Also, shorts suck, okay? Shorts suck. Don't watch them. Fox Girls! Yes, okay. That's... the fact that this is the first that you mentioned, huge plus, huge plus. Coquette clothing, fantasy food, rituals, fan art of that one comedy anime I like, anime capital letter. Rituals? I scroll back up. Tick, tick, tick. Hashtag pick to me. Creative name, I guess. Can't really judge. If someone asked me to name every single piece in my studio, I might just collapse and die on the spot. My eyes skim to the post. Or should I say the post? It's a whole little setup ritual for... oh! Food done. Wasn't I looking at something yesterday? Rolling over in bed, I pull up my favorite little app again. Tapping onto it and navigating to my profile. Scroll down by 2 swipes and I'm happy to see that I had at least thought to save the image. Can you, think of a single person in your life that would say, Pinterest is my favorite app? I cannot think of a single person. I click onto it, eyes fixating on the white text. I probably have some of this stuff laying around. The post is longer than I thought. I'm not really commenting to this or anything. I want to be very clear about that. To whoever I'm currently explaining myself to. Myself, I guess. Anyway. The post says it's a ritual to call forth what the heart holds most dear. Which, okay, sure. So... could I get Tamamonoma over here with this? Okay, I need that post. Give me the post. The answer is woman, by the way. It specifies... oh, we are getting the info, let's go. Candles, white, ideally, but any color will do. Got it. A bowl of water. I will manage. Something that belongs to what you wish to call. Oh. Well, I don't have any of that. I guess I would need to travel to Japan for that, right? Oh, maybe I could get the part of that stone that supposedly Tamamo was sealed in, but it broke. So maybe a part of that would work? Anyway. Salt. Can get that easily, yeah. You have to do it after midnight. Oh, that's easy. And you can't break the circle. And you should probably not say the name of what you want allowed until the final step. Got it. Very midnight man of it. What? I spent maybe 20 minutes reading the comments. Some people say it worked. Most people are joking. A few people are very earnestly debating whether the salt needs to be sea salt or table salt. Okay, I only have table, but I could get the sea salt any time of the day, I guess. Or maybe not any time of the day, but, you know, the stores are not open 24/7 here, sadly. Anyway, someone says they tried it and nothing happened, but they felt very peaceful afterward, which they considered a success. I consider this outcome acceptable. The thing is, and this is the part that might be slightly embarrassing to admit, I have all of this stuff. Candles. Why would you say it's embarrassing? It's like normal, everyday use things. I mean, maybe you don't use candles every day now, but it's not really a surprise you have some. Anyway. The candles, the bowl. What a surprise, someone has a bowl. The salt. I have sea salt and table salt actually, because I keep meaning to learn how to cook and I bought both thinking I figure out the difference eventually. So I'm not going out of my way here at all. I'm just using the things I have. The studio is the obvious place to do this, right? That's where my paintings are. If anything is going to be called forth, which it won't, because it's just something to do on a slow day, it will be from in here, or in there. I stand in the doorway and look around. There is Reika in the corner. The one I never quite finished to my satisfaction, even though she technically is still complete. The line of her The line of her jaw was giving me trouble. Her guitar is a little crooked too. I put her in the corner so I don't have to look at that as often. And then felt guilty about it, so now she faces the room at a slight angle. A compromise I don't know if she appreciates. I look at her for a moment. I spent a long time on the ice. I wanted her to look like someone who made decisions with ease and never felt the need to apologize. Someone who took up space without feeling the need to check if she was allowed to exist. I think I got it. I think the ears are actually the only part of her I'm fully happy with. Okay, I would need to see to comment on any of that. Yuzuriha is the largest canvas. I don't know why I painted her so big. I hope that doesn't mean fat. It just felt right when I started. She takes up most of the main wall, which means she's usually the first thing I see when I walk in. Which means she's the first thing I say good morning to. She's soft and took me a long time to get right. I kept making her look sad by accident. Something about the way the light hits her eye maybe. I painted her expression 3 times before I found the one that read as kind rather than melancholy. Shiori, I finished most recently. She's still propped up against the far wall, fully dry now, but not yet moved anywhere. I haven't figured out where to put her yet. Truthfully. Something about her face makes me feel like she's waiting. At the very least, she looks patient, rather than pissed off about it. I kept second-guessing every choice while I was painting her. Might make her too severe, might make her too soft, might make her too odd. I didn't know what I wanted exactly. I still can't decide if there is any flaws in her or if she's just fine as she is. And then I painted all sorts of other images of them, which are easier to carry and likely what I'll bring over instead of these first tries. I wish I could text someone about this little ritual plan of mine. But there is nobody to text. I go into the studio. Setting up the ritual takes longer than expected because I spilled the salt twice. And then spent 8 minutes confirming whether this means something bad specifically within this ritual context or just general superstition context. Apparently the two are unrelated. The post says nothing about spilled salt. I sweep it up and start over. The candles are next. The post says at least one, but also says more is better, so I go digging. The emergency drawer has 3 tall tapers I keep for power outages, which happen often enough in this building to really justify this drawer. The cabinet under the bathroom sink has a box of tea lights I bought 6 months ago for ambience and never opened. Then there is the 2 pillar candles from the thrift store, the ones I impulse bought because they looked witchy sitting in their brass holders. That's a lot. That's a lot. By the time I'm done gathering, I have a lot of candles. More than necessary, definitely more than the post intended. But the post also said more is better, so I'm nothing if not an overachiever when it comes to things that don't matter. I move the paintings first, I prop them up on every easel I own, and the rest go against the back of chairs and supply carts, arranging them in a wide semicircle, all of them facing inward, facing the center where I'll be sitting. Kind of creepy. The candles go next. I cluster them together wherever possible. It takes 3 attempts to get them looking deliberate and ritual-y instead of sloppy. And I'm still not satisfied when I'm done, but there is not many ways I can continue to organize candles, so I relent. The bowl of water goes in the center, with me so that it will be in front of me when I sit. I carefully pour the salt on the ground. Then I grab the half-dead flowers from the kitchen counter. The post says nothing about flowers, but they were going to die anyway, and something about this arrangement would feel far less creepy with them. I sort them down, step in the center and get down my knees. Okay. What if I do? Okay. I thought so. I kinda thought that there is like a hidden entire CG underneath the text box and so on. And we only see the fragment. I like the one with the guitar, I think. Anywho. The candlelight catches the faces on every canvas, making their expressions look like they're flickering and shifting with the shadow. Makes them look like they're watching me back. Also, now that I think about it, I sort of like the fact that this is, well, basically made with a quiet original approach. Cause normally you get the text box at the very bottom, right? I kinda like how it's on the side for once. It happens sometimes, but it's super rare, so nice to see. I checked the time on my phone. 12:24 AM. Probably close enough. Everything is frozen this late at night, like I'm the only thing in the world right now. I'll be honest, it always bothered me how, you know, midnight is 12 AM and not PM. Basically, it pisses me off how we start saying the AM from 12 and not from 1. And then you get the start of PM times from 12 as well. It's so weird. It always bothers me, okay? Anyway. The candles keep doing their... Did I read that everything feels frozen this late night? Like I'm the only thing in the world right now? The candles keep doing their little flicker thing. All of them in an uneven rhythm. Like they are breathing and clinging onto life. I watch the light move. I watch the faces of the paintings. Nothing happens. Obviously, nothing happens. The final step is saying the name 3 times. Are you sure about that? That sounds like a completely different ritual that summons a certain demon lady. clearly making sure you put all of your energy into it, whatever that means. A certain demon lady that also is the name of a drink. That is... I have 3 names. I clear my throat. This is not going to work. That's fine, that's completely fine. I'll clean this up, go to sleep, and tomorrow I'll scroll past everything tagged ritual. That will now pluck my feet and force myself to think about what I should have for breakfast instead. Toast with salami and cucumber. Why not? Anyway, Reika, I say to the painting before me. Yuzuriha, to the one on my left. Shori, and to my right. 2 more times. I wait. The ritual is finished and nothing happens. Well, what else was I expecting really? This was just something for me to do in my free time. And I guess that now that it's over, I should clean this. Dude, imagine if really nothing happened, right? And that's how you also end the game. That would be hilarious. Huh? I blink hard and then squint my eyes, unable to believe what I'm seeing. Is that arm reaching out of the air? I should walk this back. Let me think about what I actually witnessed, because I feel like I owe myself a coherent record of events, and also because if I don't run it through my mind all over again, it might simply leave my brain entirely, and I will spend every hour wondering if I'm dreaming. The arm came first. It was Reika's. I know that now, at least. Her arm came off the canvas, which should have been impossible not only because of common sense, but also because of how small the canvas is in comparison to her human body. She pushed herself out of it like someone pushing themselves off the floor. Like the canvas had a floor, like the canvas was a floor. Physics is getting confusing for me here. I didn't move an inch the entire time. I don't think I could have. You'd think this would be a terrifying experience. Maybe I would have done something sensible. Scream, run, grab the nearest heavy object. Instead, I just sat there. Then I watched her head appear out of the frame. Fluffy hair. Her eyes took a moment to adjust, whether to the light or the concept of existing, I don't know. Her expression was that of someone who just woken up mildly annoyed for some reason. Huh? Then she looked at me. Then around the room. Then at me again. Did you do this? I could not locate my voice at this moment. I checked, it was simply not present. Yeah, I like her. She dropped to the floor with the grace of a cat flopping off a couch. Then she straightened up, looked down at her own hands for a second, flexed them a few times, working out the muscles in them. Then she turned back to her canvas, which was now empty. Nothing but a blank surface where it used to be, and stared at it. Ha! Her hands found their way into the pockets, and she stood there gazing at the place she'd been like she was still working out what just happened. A rustle from elsewhere. I looked over. Yuzuriha managed to make her own departure look much more genuinely graceful given the constraints she was working with here. One hand pressed her chest the moment her feet touched the floor. Her eyes widened, she drew in a tentative breath, let it out slow and looked down at herself. She looked at Reika. Reika looked at her. Oh. Yeah. Hello. The final one to join was slower to climb out, Shiori. She was looking around the room to take in her surroundings before she even touched the floor, and then one to examine her hands, turning them over before they dropped her sides. She looked at the other two, and they looked back at her. And then the 3 of them just stood there, apparently as much at a loss of words as I was. Ooh. Huh. 3 women in my studio, standing where the canvases they came from, lit by nothing but the candles surrounding us. The flames caught Reika's jaw, curved across Yuzuriha's shoulder, caressed the edge of Shiori's mouth. Shiori pressed her hand against her chest. Wow, I can feel my heartbeat. This is weird. So this is new? Yeah. How long are we gonna be alive for? I don't know. Shuri, meanwhile, busied herself with exploring her ability to wiggle her fingers and get her hands used to moving. Similarly, Yuzuriha rocked back and forth on her heels a few times, steadying herself and her sense of balance. They were in less of a rush to get as chatty as Reika already was. I could barely focus on whatever Reika started saying to them, only pick up on the serious tone they were using. Debating, maybe. Probably about what to do. But nothing hit my ears. Really, that question had me wondering. Would they be immortal? Have a normal lifespan? Would they be gone tomorrow? These three women in my studio, looking very much real and alive, breathing even. I come back to myself when I realize Shuri has been trying to get my attention and all of the eyes are now on me. Are you doing okay? I think so. Ah, how cringe of me. That's fair. Was it? They were the ones who had a whole new existence to get used to. Out of nowhere, for something I did with no real plan, circling around if it would actually work. It was an unexpected change of CG. Reika broke away and began a slow circuit of the room. Now that the initial wave of being popped into existence had broken. She looked at the shelves of supplies, the art books stuck against the wall, the other paintings that remained in their state as an object. She picked up the paintbrush, examined it, moved on to inspect my other supplies. The other two were talking amongst themselves, and I was back to trying to piece together what to make of all of this. I didn't have this many guests. Guest rooms. Would I be able to provide for all of them? Kinda late to ask that question, huh? Or those questions. Because I assume there are more. Did they even need to eat to begin with? The salt is a nice touch, Reika said, having worked her way back on over to us, attention fixed on the setup this time. It was mentioned in the ritual instruction. It was mentioned in the ritual instructions. My voice sounded strange to me, small and distant. Really? Do you think that's what made it work? Or all these candles? I don't know. Could have even been the flowers. I had no idea. I still don't have any. Ha! Her gaze trailed off from the salt to my face. Well, seems legit enough, all things considered. Hello, Rin. Yuzuriha, she and Shuri had been primarily talking to each other this whole time, so interruption was a bit of a jump scare. Hi. Are you doing okay? With all of this? I think so. It's hard to tell, since I don't have anything to compare it to. That's fair. What about you? I honestly have no idea. I didn't actually think it would work. What were you going to do if it didn't? Continue living. Clean up, go to bed, probably never think about it again. And now? I'm still figuring that part out, to be honest. None of this made any sense to me. But I guess they didn't have enough frame of reference to feel the same way about it. It would probably be best to just take it a step at a time, right? We figured out the sleeping situation only because Shuri takes charge of it before anyone else can panic about it. She walks through the apartment, glancing at the rooms, and comes back with a plan. The bedroom is mine because it's my apartment, and Shuri considers this non-negotiable. Even though I want to tell her that they literally did not ask to exist, and the least I could do is make sure they're comfortable. Technically, shouldn't, like, older people think that's related to their parents? I did not ask to exist. You guys should take the bedroom. You're in your room. I shut up. Yuzrika takes the bed with me, because she's the one who looked the most uncertain when the couch was mentioned, and because we're both small enough that it isn't a problem. I'm definitely fine with the couch, Rika says, flopping into her assigned bed for the night and stretching out, locating one of the throw pillows. She positions it under her head with a nerve that tells me that pillow is hers now. I don't know if I'll ever get it back. Yeah, I wouldn't have a problem with the couch as well. You might not know that, but back in the day, at least in Poland, couches were a normal thing to just have that, basically, not like a full-sized bed or anything like that. Because obviously couches, you know, you can flip it a little and it basically becomes a bed. Unless that's not the kind of couch they have over there. But yeah, I used to have that basically. Just flip it and you have the full-sized bed, come on. To be fair, at some point I stopped flipping it and basically I slept on half the size of it. Why did I stop flipping it? I could not tell you. Anyway. But yeah, if you throw me out the couch, not a problem. Shuri takes the studio floor with a blanket. Okay. I dug out from the back of the closet. She takes it without complaint, which makes me feel more guilty than if she'd at least sighed out about it. I would not have a problem with that. When I was younger, much younger, I also used to actually like sleeping on the floor. I was weird. Still am. No, I can take the floor. No. What if I... No. And then she disappears into the studio. I stand in the hallway for a moment. Rika from the couch keeps her eyes on the ceiling as she speaks. Go to bed. You're not my general! I wonder if you know what this is reference to. You probably don't. I start and then stop because I'm not sure how to end that sentence without being way too bratty for the situation at hand. She's not my what? Mother? Boss? General. She's a painting I gave sanction to at like 12:30 AM. Alright. And we have not worked out what sort of banter is acceptable or what this relationship even is between us. Go to bed, she repeats. And so I do. I lie with Yuzrika a respectful distance away so she doesn't feel awkward about sharing a bed with me on top of the covers, staring into the dark. I feel like the one who would feel awkward is you, Rin, but... Her breaths are very quiet and even. I wish I could be as calm about this as she is. The apartment is quiet tonight, but at least it's not lonely. The knowledge of people in the other rooms is an unusual feeling for me. I can't sleep. That's me every day. I don't know how much time passes before I hear the bedroom door open. Move over! I lift my head, Freyka is standing in the doorway, throw pillow under one arm. What happened to sleeping on the couch? The couch was shut. She drops the pillow onto the bed and climbs in with seemingly no care in the world. You need to get a better one. It's a pull-out couch. Did you try sleeping on it that way? Nope. She settles in beside me. Oh, it's called a pull-out couch? Okay, so that's what I had. Did I? Let me check. If that's what I... Okay, no, it's not that. No, it's not that. Yeah, there was no pulling out of anything. That's what she said, I guess. Anyway, she settles beside me and somehow I end up under the blanket with those two. I don't know what kind of magic she just pulled, but she's already getting comfy cozy. Well, I mean, I would not complain. I can deal with this, I guess. I did want them comfortable. But I mean, I can take the couch then. Go to sleep. Okay. Reika is already asleep. She passed out faster than I ever been able to in my life. Just closed her eyes and left this plane of existence behind. I wish I had that power. Her breathing is slower than Yuzuriha's. Deeper, an absolute log that woman is. There is a soft shuffling in the hallway. Uh-oh. The bedroom door opens again. Shiori stands there for a moment, blanket folded over her arm, taking the scene. Me in the middle, Yuzuriha on one side, Reika on the other. Oh. The couch was bad, I whisper. I can see that. She looks at the bed, the floor of the bed again. I mean, there is room if you want to join. Doesn't look like there is much at all, actually. There is enough, but there is also the free couch if that make you more comfortable. She exhales through her nose. I can't tell whether it's a laugh or an exasperated huff. Maybe somewhere in the middle. She sets the blanket off to the side. Instead of taking the floor like I expect, she crawls into bed, somehow making good use of that little bit of space offered, ending up beneath the blanket with us. The bed is objectively too small for 4 people. Nobody seems to care about how pressed up we are on each other besides me. Good night, Rin. Good night. Think normally. The eyes. Cute. Soon they're all asleep around me. Yuzuriha is curled into my left side, close enough that I can feel the warmth radiating from her skin. Reika is sprawled on my right, one arm behind her head. I'm pretty sure it's going to be tingling at now when she wakes up. Shiori is on the edge of the bed next to Yuzuriha, who is undisturbed by all the new members that have joined us in here. I lie in the center trying to control my heartbeat. The apartment truly doesn't feel empty. Especially now. It should feel nice. It is nice. Right? It's... I don't know. Even ever think I should be happy right now, shouldn't I? I'm not alone anymore. That's something to be grateful for. Yet it all feels wrong. I turn this vague feeling over in my head, trying to figure out where it's coming from. Is any of this right? Where else do they have to go? They're very real. I can verify that now. Yuzuriha's breath on my neck is warm and tingly and a very much a real thing coming from a real person who is so close. I feel I'm going to go insane, and it's better for them to have a roof over their head than nowhere to go. But is this really okay? They came to being, what, 4-5 hours ago? They don't know anything about the world I put them in. They just popped out of my paintings. They are my paintings. I glance at the 3 faces around me as best as I can from my position without waking them up. Their expressions all relatively softened by sleep. How exactly is any of this fair to them? It's not like they chose anything. They don't have childhoods. They don't have friends, history, preferences outside whatever could have been indicated within their design. Whatever I poured into them. Reika likes punk rock. Yuzuriha is kind. Shiori is whatever I needed in my life at the time of me putting myself out into her. They chose... Would they choose to be different if they could? Do they even want to be here? Alive? Existing? I mean, they clearly want to be around you. Even if they say it's fine and that's it all, okay, how would I actually know whether or not they truly mean that? How would they? How would they know which feelings are their own and which are what I forced onto them through the creative process? Is that even how any of this works in the first place? I look at Reika, asleep beside me because she decided the couch was too poor of a quality. and I can't tell if she's naturally that confident or just acting on some programmed trait. I brought them into this world. Without any actual plans. What freedom do they have to do to just up and leave if they don't like me? Or this arrangement, or being here or each other? Are any traits of their personalities natural? Do they have any ability to take care of themselves if they needed to? Am I taking advantage of them by bringing them forth just because of my desires? I don't want to be that person. Even if I have good intentions here, it won't erase the inherent power imbalance I've just created. Good intentions won't undo the fact that I looked at an empty apartment and my empty life, and then reached out to pull 3 people into existence to fill it. And now they're here, sleeping around me. Like this is normal. What right do I have to any of this? Every right. I give you every right, girl. Rin. Yuzuriha's soft voice comes, very soft but surprisingly not drowsy. I glance over, she's watching me, eyes on my face in the dark. You know, I can practically hear your thoughts. Sorry. Don't apologize. She shifts slightly and the mattress dips. What is it? I don't say what's on my mind. I don't have the courage to. Instead, I divert my attention to the ceiling. Maybe the thoughts I'm having right now are just the thoughts of someone who doesn't know how to accept good things when they come. Kind of. That might be the case, actually. You might be onto something, Rin. I shouldn't make that their problem. Nah, no, it's nothing. Go to sleep. I sense her eyes on me for what feels like an eternity. Like she has all the time in the world to wait for me to crack. Maybe she does. She relents for. Okay. I'm grateful for it. It still takes me a long time to fall asleep that night. Huh. The next morning comes with Reika's elbow in my ribs. Ow. I'm not sure what time it is exactly. I was unsure I really care. What I do know is that at some point during the night, Reika rotated approximately 90 degrees and is now taking up a truly unreasonable amount of mattress. Yuzuriha is still asleep on my other side, curled into a small and warm shape. Shuri's spot is empty. I hear the kitchen tap running. I extract myself from bed with the care of someone defusing a bomb and shuffle out into the hallway. Shuri's in the kitchen. She has the kettle on. She looks like she's been awake for at least an hour or so. Morning. How long have you been up? A while. How's your sleep? She considered this far too seriously. Well enough. I'm not convinced given she was on the edge of the bed, but I'm not awake enough to argue and she's already pulling out an remark for me. Reika eventually emerges, hair sticking up in roughly 8 directions, and drops onto the couch that she abandoned last night. She catches me looking at her. What? Nothing. Good. Yuzuriha is the last to appear, drifting out of the bedroom. She stops near the window, blinking up at something a few times. What you looking at? She turns, blinking at me now. Ah! She points at something on the curtain rod. There's a moth! I look, there is in fact a moth. Yuzuriha watches it with open fascination, and I get the sense she would stand there for the rest of the morning if nobody interrupted her. When it finally moves, she cups it in both hands, walks it to the window with extreme care, and lets it go. Right. You bet that's not how it would end up in my place. That thing would be finished. She watches it disappear into the spring air for a long, quiet moment. Then she turns around and catches me watching. Her cheeks go pink. Don't judge me. I'm not. That was very considerate. Her smile lights up her whole face, and I have to look away to ease the painful sensation in my chest. She slides me a refilled mug. Or to be fair, filled from the very beginning, because it never has been filled beforehand in this situation. So anyway, she's already lined up 3 more too. I know how everyone takes it, so it's plain. Plain's fine, thanks. Reka takes hers without being asked and drinks half of it in one go. Shouldn't her tongue be, like, burnt? Before the sign it's actually too hot and setting down. Yuzrika takes hers in both hands and holds it close. At some point, the morning turns into the afternoon without anyone really noticing. I haven't eaten anything today, and neither have they. I'm not even sure if I need to eat, but when I pull open the kitchen cabinets, Reka is already right behind me. What do you have? I push down the thought of how her hands would feel on my waist like this. Not much. Rice crackers, some cookies that might be stale, a bag of cashews. What's cashews? Cashews. Okay. Some nuts, basically. Perfect. What? She naps all of it and dumps it onto the coffee table. Oh, boop. Bunch of cutie pies. Reka drops on the floor on one side of the table, going straight for the cookies. Yuzrika tucks herself in at another, legs folded under her. I end up on the couch with my mug, glasses sliding down my nose a few times or getting foggy from the steam. Sure takes the chair, tea in hand. The cookies are stale, Reka announces, already on her 3rd one. Then stop eating them. No! Yuzrika picks up a cracker, examines it, and takes a bite. Reka reaches for the last cookie at the same time as Shuri. Their hands stop over the plate and they make eye contact. Go ahead. No, you! You clearly want it. I've already had like 6. I want to see if you actually eat anything today. Shuri takes the cookie. She bites into it, considers it for a long moment, and her face scrunches up. This is stale. I know they're great. Reka seems entirely too pleased with herself. Yuzrika leans over in my direction. Are they always going to be like this? I mean, it's been less than a day. That's not an answer. Probably, yeah. She laughs and Reka looks over and whatever expression I'm making right now apparently warrants comment goes. Wow, you're a rat. It's hot in here? It's April. I mean, April can be hot. Reen? What? She just grins wider and shoves a handful of cashews into her mouth. The afternoon light is coming through the window, warm and golden, and the bookshelf behind us is full of art books. I haven't touched in months, and there are crumbs of on the coffee table and tea mugs everywhere, and Reka has somehow gotten a hold of my phone. Oi, is that my phone? You left it on the counter. Reka? There's an app on here that identifies birds from photos. Wow, this is a life-changing resource and you're wasting it. Give it back when you're done. That's not a yes. It will have to suffice. Shuri catches my eye, her expression so warm and affectionate, it makes him want to squirm from the discomfort of things needling at my heart. I think I like her. I think I like all of them! And then I ultimately retract that thought because, well, it should be obvious. This isn't a fair dynamic here. Yuzrika wanders in the studio after we clean up. She goes straight for the canvases, moving along the wall like she's in a gallery. She stops in front of each one, studying them. Wow, you do a lot of women, she says. Yeah, it's kind of my thing. What's this one's story? She's pointing at the unfinished one in the corner, the one I've been avoiding for months. She doesn't have one yet. I got stuck on her. Stuck how? I couldn't figure out a clear vision. Yuzrika steps closer to it, studies it harder, reaches out and almost touches it, then pulls her hand back. This is a strange feeling. Looking at something made the same way I was. I hadn't thought about it like that. Does it bother you? No, it's more like... She thinks. Looking at a sibling, maybe? If your parent was a paintbrush? That startles a laugh out of me. Reika's voice comes in from the doorway. Oh, which one of us is the favorite? I'm not answering that. So it's me. It's not you. It's definitely me. She appears leaning against the frame with her arms crossed, scanning the room. Her eyes land on the painting next to the unfinished one, a figure mid-motion reaching for something off canvas. Oh, that one's cool. She looks like she's about to punch somebody. She's reaching for a bird. Aggressive bird energy. Yuzrika covers her mouth, but the laugh comes through anyway. Reika grins, pushes off the doorway and disappears back toward the couch. Heh, she's funny, Yuzrika says once Reika is out of earshot. Don't tell her that. She'll be unbearable. I think she already knows. Shuri comes in a while later, after the apartment has got quiet enough that I assume Reika fell asleep on the couch for a nap. She doesn't say anything at first. She walks the room, stopping at every canvas like Yuzrika did. Yuzu and I have been sitting at the studio floor by this point, my back against the supply shelf. Ooh, you've been doing this for a long time. Yeah. She crouches in front of one of the smaller paintings. A woman asleep in a chair, her head tipped to one side. Oh, I like this one. Yeah. I did one really late at night. Didn't have a plan for it or anything. Just kind of went along with whatever I felt like doing at the moment. Sherry stands back up and turns to face me. Oh, you know you're a talented Rin. Thank you. From the living room I toot and then Reika's voice. Ah, I knocked something over. It's fine. Nothing broke. Sherry closes her eyes, exhales, goes to deal with it. Yuzrika and I sit there for a second later. I mean longer. Should we? Probably. Neither of us actually do so. In a minute. In a minute. In a minute. In a minute. She agrees. We end up back in the living room eventually. Whatever Reika knocked over has been righted. She's back on the couch, legs pulled up, chin on her knees, watching something on the TV with genuine focus. Some drama with long silences and plenty of rain. Shiori is cross-legged on the floor by the coffee table, sorting through the stack of art books she pulled from the studio. Wait, she's organizing them by size? Color? Subject? I can't tell, she hasn't explained and nobody asked. Yuzrika has the chair she's pulled up, her legs underneath herself, and she's been quiet for a while, resting her head, watching the last of the light fade from the window. I'm on the far end of the couch. Reika's feet are approximately 8 centimeters from my lap. Whew, this seems to be our arrangement now. The TV drama says something about forgiveness. Reika makes a small skeptical noise. She lines up 2 more books, using her closes her eyes. Nobody needs anything from me right now, leaving me alone with my thoughts. They are here. I am here. It should be easy to let that be enough. This is fine. This is fine. This is fine. I'm not sure when I decide to say something. I don't think it's something I decide actually. It kind of just happens. Sometimes things get too heavy and you can't help out but drop them. The TV drama is still going. Reika hasn't moved from her end of the couch. Shiori is still on the floor with the books. Yuzrika is still in the chair with her eyes half closed. Nobody said anything in a while. Oh, are you in a situation when you are not able to withstand the fact that nobody is talking? I couldn't relate any less. I never had that problem. I might have the problem of not coming up with the topics to talk to, but I never had a problem of, you know, being uncomfortable when nothing is being said. It's quiet and it's warm, and they're all here, and I think that's what does it. Actually, that's what breaks the dam. Everyone looks at me. Oh no! I just, if you girls ever want to leave, you know you can. I understand that, and I'd help make sure you're all set up, and I can't keep the words from spilling out of my mouth. Everything I've been keeping pent up, everything I didn't want to say. Everything. I should shut up, keep this short and unemotional and simple. But I really can't help myself. I mean, I didn't do this to trap you all with me, or I didn't mean to anyway, even if I know intent doesn't really matter here. You didn't ask for any of this. I don't even know if what you feel is actually like, is it real? I know that's an awful thing to say. I know it isn't fair to you, but I can't stop thinking about it. The fact that I didn't exactly give you any real choice in the whole thing, and what that means, and whether anything I'm even feeling about this myself is actually, I don't know, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I've never been able to stop myself from getting all worked up like this, huh? What a miserable being I am. Silence. Are you done? I blink. No. Take a breath. I obey. Reika has sat up straighter. She's looking at me with an expression I can't quite figure out. You don't need to worry about my emotions for me. Flat, matter of fact. But I said what I said. She caught my gaze, and despite wanting to look away, I find that I can't. I'm here. I know that I'm here. I know why I'm here. I'm not confused about it. I'm not sitting on your couch secretly wishing I was somewhere else, and I'm not. I don't feel like you did anything to me. A pause. Don't assign me problems I don't have. That be what actually annoys me here. I mean, I'm not trying to. I know you're not. You've just convinced things are wrong before you even check to see if that's true. A pause. Check. Another pause. Rin, I know what I feel. I can tell the difference between wanting something and being made to want something, and I'm not interested in someone else's theory of my own interior. She holds for a moment there. We good? I open my mouth, close it, give a proper start this time. Yeah. Good. She leans back. Zrika had gotten up from her chair at one point. She's standing by the couch now, looking at me with fond amusement. You worry yourself a lot, huh? Yeah, I'm sorry. Don't apologize. She tilts her head a little. It just means you care. It's from a good place. Does it really? You put it as yourself. You put a lot of yourself into that. Whatever we are, wherever we came from, it was from someone who cared enough to put effort into us to begin with. Someone who thought carefully about who you were. She pauses, seems to choose her next words with a delicate care. I don't feel like a mistake, or like this was a mistake. I'm just happy to be here. My throat tightens. It's enough for me. I'm not interested in anything else at the moment, but I know if I tell you I want to see more of the world, you'll help me in that, and that's all I need. Silence. Rin. Shiori is on her feet too. The art books are abandoned. It's okay to admit you're not well, okay? You've been alone for a long time, right? That's going to impact you. You don't have to pretend it didn't, or that your reasons for doing this were perfectly selfless, or that wanting something badly is the same as doing something wrong. My ears are burning. You're allowed to want things. You're allowed to have needed this. The three of us, she gestures at Reika and Yuzuriha as well, we're not something to feel guilty about. We don't feel indebted to you or like you owe us anything either. I press my lips together. I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to cry in front of them. That's the one thing I'm going to hold on to tonight. I mean, I just wanted to make sure. Now you know. Nobody moves for a second. Then Reika swings her legs off the couch and stands up. Alright, come here. What? Did I stutter? She doesn't wait for me to figure out what's happening. She just reaches down and grabs my hands and pulls me up the couch, and before I can balance myself, Yuzuriha is right there, her arm looking through mine like it's the most natural thing in the world. And then Shiori is at my other side, her hand on my shoulder, and Reika hasn't let go, and somehow all four of us are standing in my living room in a knot of arms and warmth that I absolutely did not agree to, but don't want to escape from. Reika gives me a little pat on my head. This is unnecessary, I say, pushing my glasses up. Shut up. You're shaking. I'm not. I am, a little, just a bit. Nobody makes a big deal of it. There is going to be a lot to figure out. Tomorrow, all the questions will catch up to me. Tomorrow, there will be things to sort through. But right now, this is enough. Oh, cute! Alright. And that was unfinished. Which, who knows, maybe is an unfinished story. Maybe there is a continuation to Rins and 3 girls she painted and then summoned into the real world. Maybe their shenanigans will continue somewhere. That was good. To be fair, I feel like a lot of people might be dealing with stuff like Rin does. Yeah, I guess it's good to talk about that kind of stuff as well. The thing is, you have to have someone to talk to about that. Which, in my case, I guess maybe one person. But family? Oh no. I'll definitely not talk with family about problems. Funnily enough. Technically, they should be people who you kind of trust the most, but... well... I know better. Unfinished. I like this. I mean, also the visuals are genuinely very nice in this. All the girls here are absolute cutie pies. Dude, at the same time, wouldn't it be cool if you could do something like that? Like you can actually summon someone to life? Dude, I'm so summoning Tamamonoma, I like that. Anyway, absolutely great game. I had fun. I liked it. Yeah. Link to the game in the description, of course, as always. Ladies and gentlemen, you can download it yourself as well. And you can check out other games from Eros Nocturne. I think I mean, from the initial look, I know I'll be downloading one of those. Which, if you know me and you looked at the games from this dev, I bet you already know which game I'm talking about that caught my attention. And who knows, maybe we'll play it tomorrow. Maybe we'll play it tomorrow. Oh, also need supported by. I mean, I will have a look at those. I think some of those are Steam related. I think they are on Steam. The ones that you... What was it called? Supported? Supported, yeah. So I guess you... paid for those? Yeah, you paid for those. You bought them basically. Got it. Okay, so that's how this profile on each works. Got it. Alright, this is on Steam. This one, funnily enough, I do recognize. Oh, I must have had this game back in the day in the bookmarks mod, but lost it in the famous or not so famous issue I had. And I wiped all the data when my PC was having its issues. Let me bookmark this into maybe buy in the future. Behemoth, so that can be, I guess, on Steam. Yes. Another Behemoth. For this one looks like an automa, so no, it's not. Oh yeah, it's not. I'm dumb, but that's a woman as well. Highway Blossoms. I do believe this is something I own this one on Steam. I should play it. Anyway, because I'm talking about stuff that is not unfinished right now, but all in all, looking forward to see what this dev might cook up in the future when it comes to development. And when that happens, I plan to play the game that will be created. With that being said, let's end the video. As always, consider liking it if you did. If you're new around, consider subscribing and so on. And I wish you an absolutely fantastic day. You know what? If you can also tell me. I mean, you probably haven't survived this long into the video anyway. But maybe someone did. You can tell me. If you could, like, bring to life one character, who would that be? Yeah, tell me that. And have a fantastic day. Tomorrow, next game. Maybe we'll play that game from the same dev tomorrow. We'll see. Have a good one. Bye bye.